why do I talk so much about doubling your income? And who is it that should be focusing on doubling their income? Really, I'm going to say everybody. Everybody. I'll say right now, there is not enough income. There is not enough income in the world. I mean, there's a crap ton, but not enough people take it seriously enough, take their careers seriously enough, because there's so many things that can always come up, right? But while you're on your path to financial independence, financial freedom, right, trying to build up your personal finance, while you're on your path towards entrepreneurship and business ownership and business development, doubling your income is huge. It can actually be a huge game changer. And why do I talk because it sounds like nice. Yeah, double your income makes sense. But how easy is it for you to actually double your income? Think about it. Think about it. If you work a 9-to-5 job, or if you work a W-2 wage job or a salary job, how easy would it be for you to just walk right up to your boss and be like, "Hey there, boss. I've been thinking lately, and I do double the work that I was doing before, and I would like for you to literally double my salary." That doesn't happen. And so, since that doesn't happen, it doesn't even cross people's minds that they should be working to double their income. Now, regardless of whatever job, career, industry you're in, whether you're working wage, salary, 1099 because you're your business owner, or whatever the case is, it's very important to make sure. Did I beat that horse enough? Very important to make sure that you do. I'm going to go over these reasons why here shortly. So just so you are understanding, like being able to double your income. Hey, baby. What's up, Max? Yeah. Just wanted a hug. Okay. I love you too, man. Doubling your income can open up a bunch of different doors towards being able to have like your own financial stability, much more, right? Security, as well as it allows you to be able to develop different personal and professional skills and growth for yourself. And I think some of that's just a really cool piece. So I want to make sure I'm able to list out all of these different benefits of working to increase your wages or increase your salary, so that way you can start to build towards it. Max, baby, I know you love me. I love you too, man. I love you too, man. Yeah. Okay, thank you. But let's go ahead and get into it. Number one reason why you need to work towards doubling your income is because you'll be able to actually achieve great financial stability and security. The thing is that there are so many economic changes always going on. And because of that, having higher income will be able to provide you like a really good sense of security and resilience. And that's the key. When things are going up and things are going down, whether it's the stock market or whether it's taxes, inflation, which is always going up, let's be honest, right? Inflation, whatever the case is, there's so many unforeseen circumstances that can always happen. You've got people losing their jobs. I read on LinkedIn 2 days ago, Tesla laid off like 1,600 or 16,000. I know there's a 1-6 and at least 2 zeros, right? 1,600 or 16,000 employees. Tesla. I'm going to say it again. Tesla. That's crazy. Tesla's not going out of business. Tesla's not losing money. They're growing. They're one of the, I want to search it. Tesla layoff. Musk plans more layoff as 2 senior Tesla executives depart. Yeah, look at that. He laid off 2 senior Tesla executives already. That's crazy. That is crazy. Executives. How much is Tesla net worth? Oh, I don't want his net worth. I want Tesla's net worth. $536 billion. Guys, if people who work at Tesla, executives who work at Tesla can lose their job in such a massively growing company, can lose their job. What makes you think that like you cannot if you work anywhere that has a salary or wages? Again, Tesla. So doubling your income could allow you to make sure that when things like that happens, medical emergencies, the economy just completely going down, all this stuff, you can be able to manipulate and handle it with ease. That's the big thing. We need that good cushion. You'll be able to deal with so much more and maintain your standard of living, right, without compromising all your goals. I think that that's another huge thing that people don't take into account, is that like you should have long-term goals, but most importantly, too many times we compromise our long-term goals for retirement, for planning for our children, so that way we can maintain our standard of living today. No, both can happen at the same time. It's not one or the other. It's not, oh well, if I start planning for the future, I need to have a horrible low life now. Well, sometimes you might have to make a small adjustment to your life now in order to have a much better future. That's when it comes to entrepreneurship. But as far as it, you can work on both simultaneously, building and growing your current standard of living, and also building up your long-term goals and reaching it, right? And with that being said, the second piece of kind of that financial stability and security piece is that you are able to reach your financial goals faster because you make much more income, right? Let's say that you aspire to be a homeowner. You can be able to do that much sooner, right? Save for your kids' educations, plan for a really great retirement, retire early if you like to, but like doubling your income could massively accelerate all of those pieces. And at least, even think about this, right? If your goal is to double your income and you missed your goal and you only got 70% of the way there, how much more income would you have? How much more income would you have? 70% more, but like, what could that extra 70% of, let's just say that you make $50,000 and I'm going to $50,000 times 0.7, 35. That's an additional $35,000. If you figured out a way, which we're going to talk about some different ways here later on. If you can figure out a way to make an additional $35,000 a year, what could that do for you and your family? If you make 20,000 or 50,000, right? You can start to be able to take much more of that money and reach those goals much sooner. All right, you can actually make good strategic investments. Take different opportunities that you didn't know were available to you. Number 2, doubling your income will ultimately improve your quality of life. Obviously, everybody knows that. Oh, if I just made more money, then, well, you don't just make money. You don't. You are not the department of, wow, why can't I remember that? What? It's not the department. Why you're not the national, you're not the National Treasury Bank. What? Jesus Christ, why do I suck at that? National Treasury Bank. Why can't whatever the government is. I swear, I get on these podcasts and I forget everything that I know about anything. I think it's just because I use so much brain power in the morning trying to prepare for it. I go work out and I think about all the things I'm going to say, and then I come back and I write down my lists and all that stuff. And so like by the time I actually get here, my brain is like, but you get the chance to improve your quality of life. Obviously, everybody wants to make more money, but wanting to make more money is very different than committing to making more money. So how can it improve your quality of life? Well, obviously you get much more discretionary or disposable income. Obviously, right? Because now that you have additional funds at your disposal, you can now you can go and go to the seafood restaurant and get the market price meal. Market price meal. I talked about it in a podcast from earlier this year. Like, take yourself out once a month and just pay for the market price meal. So feel like it's okay to spend a little bit of money. Feel like it's okay, because if you do that, you start to lower your resentment towards wealthy people and towards rich people. And it's just because if you do it more often, you start to notice that, one, you do deserve something nicer. You do deserve to indulge in the finer things. but also too, you know the work that you put into it, right? And if you put that work into having these things, as you start to upscale your life, go to these finer restaurants and, have more time for nicer hobbies or the different interests and all these other things. Like a lot of people say, oh, I don't really need much stuff. That's true. A lot of people can say that, but there are so many other small little fine details that can just really improve your quality of life that having doubled your income could really change. Also, you get a much better work-life balance once you can start, right? And obviously one of the easiest ways, easy, but really the only way to just double your income if you're a salary or wage employee is to pursue entrepreneurship, right? That's really the only way, because there's only so much time. There's only so much time in the day. There's so much time in a week, a year. And if you're getting paid, let's honestly say that you make $60,000 in a year. So that's divided by 12 months. That's $5,000 a month. Divided by 4 weeks. That's $1,250 a week. How many hours are in a week? There's 24 hours times 7 days. 168. 168 hours. Let's say that you only worked 40 hours out of that week. You still got 128 hours left in the week. 128 hours. Are you going to spend that 128 hours working another full-time 40-hour-a-week job? Probably not. Most of you don't want to do that, right? That'll be 16 hours a day. 16 hours a day. So they're not going to do that, which is why entrepreneurship is so huge. Entrepreneurship, because you don't have a job, you own a job, you own a system that works for you, you will make more money dollar over dollar. Entrepreneurship does. Why? It's because it's tougher. It's more challenging. So once you start to pursue that entrepreneurship and you're starting to make a little bit more money, you have the ability to start to have much better work-life balance. You get much more flexibility that allows you to be able to dedicate time to your family. Man, I can't tell you how many people say, I am okay with the amount of money right now. You're okay with the amount of money that you're making right now, but are you okay with somebody else raising your kids? Your kids are I don't even have children. I don't even have children, but get this, right? Minnie and I, we came together about 7 years ago now. The first 5 years of her life, she I was working all the time. Now she's a dog. Does she care? No. But I was working all the time, right? I would go away every single morning and I would come back home at the end of the day. She'd be really happy. When I was a drill instructor, man, sometimes I had to have her send her away to my mom's house for a couple of years at a time. So that way mom can take care of her because I was going to be too busy, things like that. I love my baby girl. But because of my workload, I could not raise her. I could not be with her. I couldn't share all of my waking moments with her. Now, I got Max about a year ago now, a little bit more than a year ago. And Max has been able to see me every single day. I've been able to be with him all day, every day, really, except for whenever I take my trips and vacationing and all that kind of good stuff, right? And so I'm able to spend so much more time with him on his development and training with him, going outside, taking him on walks and things like that. A life that many did not necessarily have. And again, I'm not a parent. I'm a dog parent, sure. But I think about that, and then I translate it to all of all of the business partners that I teach and I train. They all have families with kids, right? And I see now that because of their pursuit of entrepreneurship and their own financial independence, they're able to spend much more time daily with their kids, and they raise them. One of my business partners, him and his wife was like, hey, you got any appointments today? You got any meetings? You got any business stuff to do? He's like, nope. She's like, let's go to the school and hang out with homeboy all day, with their son all day. So they just did. And they were able to be there with him at school, learn the things he was learning, interact with him and his friends as well. And that people don't want much. People don't want more money. And I don't understand. They don't want more money, but they're okay with people letting other people take care and raise their kids. Right? People don't want more money, but they're okay with their job dictating where their kids go to school, where their family lives. right? Because if you have to work at this place because they pay you this amount, you can't go work, just live anywhere you want to. You have to live within the confines of the income that you're bringing in. You get a much better work-life balance, right? Now in the mornings, Jesus Christ, I don't know. This fly has been in this room for like 5 days, and I don't understand how it hasn't died yet. Jeez, move. Anyway, we'll ignore it. So just make sure that you understand that you can get such a better work-life balance because you are building towards having that better future and working on doubling your income. Number 3, doubling your income will allow you to actually build wealth and invest into you and your family's future, right? One cool thing is that as you are increasing your income, you get the chance to actually set into place long-term wealth building strategies and make sure, and you also are sure and positive that your financial future will happen. You get much higher earning potential, so you can be able to take larger portions of that and put it towards investments, into savings, into asset accumulation, into all the rest of these things that allow wealthy individuals to grow themselves and grow their businesses, right? And so I think it's just really great. It helps you build a really good financial foundation that's not necessarily only is going to provide a safety net for you, but like also allows you to be able to capitalize on all this other stuff as they rise. There are so many financial products, investment opportunities, growth opportunities that arise all the time. And because you don't have the disposable and the discretionary income, you miss it. You can't capitalize on it. There's tons of different strategies all the time, tons of different things that are probably presenting themselves to you. But when you don't need something, you're much more likely to get it. But it's when you need something that you're not going to get it, right? It's when you need to be investing that you're not going to find it. But when you work on doubling your income, you'll be able to see much more about those investment opportunities. Another piece. So you start to invest in long-term growth. Why is long-term growth very important? Is because you can start to invest more aggressively and start to diversify your investment portfolio across different things, right? I talk about it all the time. There's 3 different buckets of money that you want to have your money in, because it's all about, your money can grow as much as you want, but it's all about how much you get to keep. It's all about how much you get to keep, right? Like if your money grew by $1 million and then you were taxed 75% of that, you only got $250,000 left, right? Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be taxed 75% specifically. You might only be taxed like 30%, like 24%, 24% federal and 6% state, right? But you understand what I'm saying. It's about how much you get to keep. And so when you have doubled your income, you have so much more availability to be able to put money into your taxable bucket, put money into your tax later bucket, put money into your already taxed bucket. So that way your money's growing in different ways for you properly. So that way, whenever it's time for you to retire or move money around to other people, whatever the case is, you have the necessary amount of funds there, right? You can start taking really good strategic approaches to it. Good returns over time, compounding your like wealth and being able to like find a perfect path towards financial independence. I think is extremely important. There's real estate right now, which is insane. Real estate is an amazing spot to be investing your money into, right? Entrepreneurial businesses, right? Where you get the chance to actually put money and invest that money into yourself, really. I talked yesterday about smart risks, right? Investing money into yourself and your system that you build. It allows you to make much better decisions. You can even pay people to make those decisions for you, right? Don't pay people, just contact me. Yeah, you won't pay me a dime, right? But it allows you to be able to take much more opportunities than what you were able to beforehand. Number 4, increasing opportunities. It increases opportunities for personal, professional development and growth. Why? How? Why? So when you have doubled your income, you're able to now invest much more into your education and your skills, which I think is very huge. Obviously, like in order to get on the path of entrepreneurship, in order to get on the path of making your own money, you have to develop your education and your skills. You have to. So as you're starting to have more income, you will have the luxury of investing directly into yourself, into your personal and professional development, which is extremely important. And even it's kind of like not a catchment. It's kind of like a whatever, right? In order to double your income, your education, your skills need to get better. In order for your education and your skills to get better, you need to increase your income, right? It's the same, right? The two of them work hand in hand. So you have to understand that you can go and start getting different degrees. You can take specialized courses that you need to pay for that are going to dramatically build you. You get to start going to different conferences as well, where you get to meet people. You get to seek out different mentorship opportunities because you have more free time, right? All of that stuff is going to be able to enhance your knowledge, your skills, your education, your development, your expertise, which is all very important when it comes to doubling your income. Very important. Second, it also allows you to really advance in your career because you are able to invest into yourself, your skills, your education. It brings it back to, again, your wage and your salary job, where because you develop yourself on the outside, you are much more valuable and worthy on the inside. Now, hopefully your bosses and your managers see that and understand it, and they give you greater responsibilities, and you start to have more decision-making abilities and powers, right? Like hopefully they start to give you more opportunity to be able to shape like the direction of yourself and their company and their industry. Hopefully. But ultimately it should allow you to be able to advance your career and take good leadership roles because you are much more developed, which once again will then increase your income, right? Increase your income. Number five, we got two more pieces, and we're going to talk about what ways to double your income. All right. So number five, and I kind of talked about it briefly. You create a financial safety net. There's so many things that happen in life where you need a good emergency fund, right? Good emergency fund. And there's all types of things that can just randomly happen. And it does. Anytime you want to enhance or better or improve your life, the devil comes and knocks you down. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can try and enhance and improve your life with money, or you can try and enhance and improve your life without money. The only difference is if you fall down, at least you fall on a bed of money to help you out. The other one, you're just going to fall straight to the concrete and start bleeding. Okay? So having much more income and doubling your income allows for you to have that safety bed, all right, which is extremely important. So because you have much more income, you feel more comfortable being able to actually substantially save to an emergency savings account, CDs, mutual funds. High yield savings accounts right now are some of the really, really great emergency fund building strategies out there, right, that you can be able to take part in. And again, if you double your income, you have much more money, you're able to take part in higher yield accounts because some of them require you to put down a specific amount of money. Now, not down, like in order to start with a significant amount of money, $5,000, $10,000 or so for the higher yields. So that way your money outpaces inflation. And then the second piece of being able to have that financial safety net is because outside of emergency funds, insurance and risk management is huge, right? Obviously, once you have more income, you're able to afford much better, fully comprehensive insurance plans and coverage. And based on what you and your family needs, health insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, all types of different protections against various risks. You've got your dental, vision, the rest, all these things. So that way it's yours independently. So that way you're not relying on your job. Like, did you know that you can get your own insurance independent from work? Like you can. And did you also know that it will likely be cheaper depending on your health? If you are healthier than most people around you, it'll definitely be cheaper. And you get much more benefits too. Much more benefits for whatever the type of insurance is. But you need to have your own independent insurance because if once again something happens, job loss, like Tesla, they can lose their jobs and they were only relying on their insurances and all their risk management with Tesla, they just lost all of that. And what happens typically as another emergency happens, Minnie, baby girl, you cannot be snoring. Something else is going to happen, dramatic, right? And they're probably already utilizing their emergency funds right now. And if something else happened, God forbid, I'm going to knock on wood. If something else happened while they're already using their emergency funds, Minnie, are you okay, baby girl? You just snore like crazy. Yeah. Okay. Minnie, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. I love you. I love you. You can go back to sleep. You're just snoring so loud. But yes, you just want to make sure that you can be able to take care of all of your loved ones in case something happens, right? Regardless of whatever the situation is, that insurance and risk management is extremely important to be able to have. All right. Number 6, this is the last on my list of reasons you need to be looking to double your income. You finally achieve financial independence. 1, you can actually have an early retirement. It is the ultimate goal to be able to achieve total financial freedom and financial independence and retire early. Doubling your income will allow you to be able to obviously do that, right? With that, you can actually start to save and invest much more aggressively into really cool strategies. So that way you can retire sooner. There's some really cool retirement strategies out there. I've built up a ton of them for individuals. I mean, I've got like one 18-year-old. I think he might be 19 now, but whenever I was working with him, he was 18. He wants to retire at 35. He makes like over $220,000 a year. Cool. And guess what? I got him able to retire at 35. And that's just because he went out there and made his living so that way he can be able to retire early. That's so cool. That way he's going to be able to enjoy 35 through the end of his life on his own terms. And he's going to be able to retire with like over $100,000+ a year in retirement. I think honestly he wanted $15,000 a year or a month in retirement. What is he going to do with all that money? It's up to him. I do know he likes to travel. He likes the idea of traveling. I do know he likes the idea of being able to put money away for his family and for his kids and all things like that. But you get to do it on your terms. It's not up to your job or the person who's paying you to say, hey, you can only save this much for retirement, right? There's some really cool retirement strategies out there that you can be able to take a part in. All right. Next, also the second piece is financial independence is not only about retiring early, but it allows you to be able to carry out your passions, right, without financial limitations. I think that one of the best things about entrepreneurship is that if you can get it down well enough and build a system and a business that works and creates income for you, you have the time freedom to go and do whatever it is that you want. I have the time freedom to be able to do this. I love content creation. It's a huge passion of mine. I love podcasting. I love traveling. I love playing music. I love creating content. I love video editing. I love all these things. And because of my financial independence currently, I'm able to do this all day, every day, as much as I want to. All right, as much as I want to. Just because I have much more higher income or much more income, right? And then I also, because of that, now because of those entrepreneurial ventures that I decided to take on, I'm investing into my passion projects. I'm building up, my charities that I want to be able to start to work on and donate to. I'm able to enjoy my time the way I want to. And that's important. And I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody wants to do that. It's just that so many people say, no, it's whatever. You're not passionate about anything? You're not passionate about, you're not passionate about your family? Again, for me, I don't have a family. But for me, I can be able to hang out with my babies all day long. That's something I also am passionate about, right? And so having that newfound freedom can really open up a whole different world of possibilities for you on your own terms and create your own legacies, define your own values, your own aspirations. And so I want to make sure that you guys truly understand that doubling your income, it can be a huge transformative step towards being able to achieve your financial independence and entrepreneurial success. It's an amazing chance to be able to open up and see much more opportunities for your life, right? Get that financial stability, improve your quality of life, build long-term wealth. What else? Being able to develop yourself, build on your skills, your personal and professional growth, be able to have a great financial safety net in case of anything happening. Again, Tesla, right? Pursue your own passions that you want without what are you doing, man? Pursue your own passions without like having any of those constraints of time and financial limitations, right? That's why it's so important. And those are those big reasons why you need to be working on doubling your income. I hope that like gives you enough FOMO to actually start to double your income and work on that. All right. But ways to be able to double your income in business. So obviously, number one, like I said before, you're not going to just be able to walk up to your boss and say, hey, I need to double my income. You need to go and make your own income. Okay? And just to start off, you need to go and make your own income. You need to how do you make your own income? Become a self-employed business owner, or become a business owner who makes their own income by investing time into a system that can build passive income, or start to invest in other investing opportunities. But either way, you cannot be an employee and double your income. It's not going to happen. You don't have the time, and nobody believes in your value the way that you probably want to believe in your value. All right. So the time that you're spending, you want to give the podcast, baby? Here, go ahead. All right. So if you are in business for yourself, if you are self-employed, or if you are looking for entrepreneurship, or looking to double your income, make sure that you build systems in place for you. All right. So ways to be able to double your income when you are in business. One, if possible, and it just depends. It just depends on what kind of industry you're in, what kind of business you're in. Increase your prices. You need to carefully do it, right? And figure out pricing strategies, but maybe consider raising your prices. If someone has not just recently, if one of you like started your business years and years ago, over time, the quality and the value of your products likely have changed. And consumers and customers are much more willing to pay for higher quality and higher value. And so it's all right to like be able to implement like some strategic price increases, so that way you can also maintain while you also maintain a competitive edge. Like that needs to happen. Once again, that completely depends on your industry. For instance, for me, I don't have prices for anything that I do in my business. So that would not necessarily apply to me. However, for someone else that might apply. Maybe you make your own homemade soaps, right? I'm sure over time, the quality of your soaps that you make homemade have improved. And I'm sure people would be much more willing to pay for that new quality, especially as you start to get new consumers, because they've been with you already, because they have not been with you already. And so they see the higher price, or they see the price, compare it to everyone else. You can still be competitive, right? Be very strategic about it. Number two, start to upsell and cross sell. All right. So this is for if you have a team. So if you have a team, you want to build and train your team, your business, your system to effectively upsell more products. So for instance, here's a cool thing in my business. Upselling in my business is really nice, because upselling just means that I'm taking more care of someone's financial situation, right? Not only am I going to work on, reducing their taxes, but let's also talk about your debt management, right? Like that's what upselling in my business is like, which is really cool. Upselling, if you own a car dealership, though, upselling in a car dealership, hey, like, yeah, I know you need this four-door sedan, but why not get a 4-door SUV? But train them to whatever it is. There's no business shaming here or any of that kind of stuff. Upsell them, train your team to effectively upsell, and then also cross-selling complementary products, right? To people who are already existing customers, cross-selling can be a great strategy because there's other products and services that could be of use to them, especially if you're able to do a complementary. Especially. So like offering that additional value, those value added solutions can really help boost a lot of revenue per consumer, transaction, client, whatever the case is. So train your team on how to effectively upsell and also work on providing complementary cross-selling strategies. Cross-sell. You got this product, you got this product, have them switch, right? So for instance, in a business like mine, for instance, cross-selling could be, hey, I have this product, but I want to add this product onto this for you complementary. All right, so that's number one. Or so that's that. Number three, streamline your operations. It is extremely important to have a perfect business process. That is how you will quickly build up your income for your own business. All right. It allows you to be able to eliminate waste of time, automate a lot of different tasks, have streamlined processes. It improves your efficiency. Efficiency and effectiveness are extremely important when it comes to increasing your income. Extremely important. So sit down, look at what you have done, write down all the steps, put it into a nice little picture format or hang it up on a wall and do that same strategy all the time and then teach other people to do the same exact thing. You need to do a very thorough analysis of your business processes. You have to, so that way you can start to identify those holes in the boat and those key areas for to be able to optimize. All right. Number 4, expand your servicing your product options and your offerings. All right. One cool thing that I love about what I do is that in the world of finance, for me, there are so many things. There are so many pieces of the financial pie. And if I can diversify where I'm getting my income from and my revenue from all of these different services and products, for instance, myself, I don't necessarily do health insurance, but I can partner with a health insurance company that will ultimately pay me because I'm able to set up families with getting health insurance, even though I don't do it, right? But the cool thing is, if this was my offerings at first, because I now have this partnership and because now I have my leverage, my customer base, I can leverage my own customer base and promote these new offerings for healthcare and health insurance. And then I can also leverage home like realtors and lenders and all the rest of these other things to provide more offerings, which ultimately pays me more. All right. That's another way to be able to increase and double my income. Another way, enhance your customer retention with great customer satisfaction. I think it's probably one of the most important things, because for me and my business, I love building rapport, meeting my clients, knowing them, hanging out with them, building up their experience with me. It builds loyalty and it builds the retention of the likelihood that they'll stay with me and that they will also provide other customers, make consistent repeat purchases, give me valuable referrals as well. It consistently happens, which also attributes to my increase in income. So make sure you're providing very fine customer experiences. Number 6, leverage strategic partnerships. I was kind of just talking about a little bit, but go out and meet other people and build partnerships with them. The two of you can help each other out with your businesses, referring clients back and forth, right? Leverage those strategic partnerships because it allows you to be able to open up different market opportunities that you probably didn't even expect. And it allows you to expand your reach of the market that you do currently have and get much more resources, expertise, and credibility. Number 7, you get the chance to optimize your marketing efforts, right? You get the chance, you need to optimize your marketing efforts. Look at the effectiveness of your marketing, like strategies, your channels, social media, and things like that, and figure out what kind of resources should be going towards which most profitable marketing strategies. If LinkedIn is not best for getting you clients, but let's say that flyers and ads around local businesses do, Stop putting a lot more resources to LinkedIn. Put more resources into your flyers, right? That will also ensure that your messaging resonates with the people that are looking for you. Number 8, implement scalable process. It's not just enough to have the processes written down, but as you start to build a team, build a system for you, you need to make sure you're developing those scalable systems so that way your business can grow without compromising like the quality of life, your effectiveness, your efficiency. All right, so always be looking at the big picture. In 10 years, what would this process be able to maintain my goal for the company in 10 years? My goal for my income in 10 years. Number 9, go out and like look at different untapped markets that you probably not have looked into yet, where your services, your products could thrive. Go and look at those untapped markets. If you're in the business of credit counseling, what kind of other untapped markets can you reach out to help them out? You get the chance to do really careful market research, and that right there will ultimately allow for a really good expansion, which is going to be really cool. Last, number 10, focus on high value clients. It's not the most important. They're not the most important, but focus on high value clients as well. Your most profitable clients, customers, whatever those will be the ones that bring you significant revenue gains. All right. So you want to prioritize a lot of efforts to also attracting and retaining them. You need to build on yourself, build and develop yourself. Start to tailor some of your offerings and some of your services to their needs. And it'll be able to allow you to grow your income much more. Just understand though, of everything I talked about today, doubling your income is very, very important for your safety, for your future, but it requires a very strategic touch and a good multifaceted approach to it overall, right? So always look to elevate yourself, adapt your strategies to be able to align with your own business goals, the conditions of the market, the conditions of your audience, things like that. And also just really make sure that you start to identify those areas of improvement for your own financial independence and your entrepreneurial success. Too many people are terrified of success. And it is challenging. And that's all right though, right? That's what makes it worth it.